It's so human, so universal, this desire to freeze time. The great physicist and novelist Alan Lightman tells a story about his daughter's wedding on an August afternoon at a farm in Maine. The air was redolent with the smells of maples and grasses and other growing things. It was a marriage we had all hoped for. The two families had known each other with affection for years. Radiant in her white dress, a white dahlia in her hair, my daughter asked to hold my hand as we walked down the aisle. It was a perfect picture of utter joy and utter tragedy, because I wanted my daughter back, as she was at age 10 or 20. As we moved together towards that lovely arch that would swallow us all, other scenes flashed through my mind. My daughter in first grade holding a starfish as big as herself, her smile missing a tooth. My daughter on the back of my bicycle as we rode to a river to drop stones in the water. My daughter telling me that she'd started her first period. Now she was 30. I could see lines in her face. The nature of our cosmos is change. Everything, from the tiniest molecule to the vastest galaxies, is in a constant state of change. Oblivious to our human yearnings for permanence, the universe is relentlessly wearing down, falling apart, driving itself toward a condition of maximum disorder. Fearing change, fearing loss, fearing death, our minds resist change. We cling like Velcro to whatever promises to endure. We want to freeze the moment. So we invented something unchanging, a divinity that was perfect and eternal. Greek philosophers proposed this ideal, unchanging realm, and it was adopted by Christianity, which envisioned an unchangeable, perfect, divine being. Down to the roots of my being, I have always detested this idea of permanence, the ideal of a god or a realm or dimension where nothing changes. It has always felt profoundly, radically unnatural to me. And yet, at only a few years older than William Boyd's protagonist was when she picked up a camera in an attempt to freeze time, I started keeping a journal for the exact same reason. And here it is, a Let's Schoolgirls journal, schoolgirls diary, one of two full file cabinet drawers full of journals that I have assembled for 59 years now, and now electronically as well. I started this diary because it was given to me. My parents both kept journals like this. It was the thing to do. But mostly when I started this journal at age 8, it was for entirely beneficent reasons, because I knew I would be a famous author one day and that my biographers would be grateful for my having recorded my days and my reflections on life. I was delighted to see that when I dug this up, to see that although my handwriting was atrocious at age 8, my spelling was impeccable. So let's see what valuable thoughts and events I recorded on January 12th, 1962. Thought that there was clarinet lesson, but there wasn't. Had library. Found Bible. Ma is going to meeting. Read about Abe Lincoln in social studies. Watched Dick Tracy, Three Stooges, and Daffy Duck on TV. Got 18 wrong on arithmetic. Trying to freeze time. Trying to buck the system, which is always running down. Grotesqueries and absurdities result. Alan Lightman. I don't know why we long so for permanence, why the fleeting nature of things so disturbs. With futility, we cling to the old wallet long after it has fallen apart. We visit and revisit the old neighborhood where we grew up, searching for the remembered grove of trees and the little fence. We clutch our old photographs. In our churches and synagogues and mosques, we pray to the everlasting and eternal. Yet in every nook and cranny, nature screams at the top of her lungs that nothing lasts, that it is all passing away. All that we see around us, including our own bodies, is shifting and evaporating, and one day will be gone. Physicists call it the second law of thermodynamics. It's also called the arrow of time. Oblivious to our human yearnings for permanence, the universe is relentlessly wearing down, falling apart, driving itself toward a condition of maximum disorder.